Welcome to Great Lakes Outdoors, everyone. I'm your host, Rob Trott.
And I'm your co-host, Susie Cheryl Trott.
On this week's show, let's just call it our deer show, Susie.
Our deer hodgepodge, more or less. We're going to start with the youth hunt and our grandson, Cody. We're going to run then to
Curran, Michigan, on my deer hunt for the rifle season.
And then we're going to come back to Lapeer County with a new record.
Yeah, Kyle Bonner shot a monster 18-point with his bow back in October. It's certainly going to be one of the top 3 in the state this year, and we did a nice interview with him, and you're not going to want to miss that. So you stay tuned. We'll be right back.
With more of your Great Lakes Outdoors.
Susie, you know, back in September, we got to take our grandson Cody on his first ever deer hunt with a crossbow. He just turned 10. We got him through the hunter safety course at the Lapeer County Sports Club, thanks to Jim Teets and John Stockwell and all the guys. And I'm just going to rub it in and be kind of proud here, I think. He aced the test.
Yes, he
got
did.
50 for 50, and he had some adults in there that got a couple of wrong. So we were real proud of him.
And that's the second grandson that's went through hunter safety at Lapeer.
Right.
And Brandon did really well last year. Brandon was also able to hunt in the youth hunt this year.
Yep.
So, but we were able to take the camera and you were with Cody.
That's right. And, you know, you really haven't seen that footage yet, have you?
No, I hear stories about it, though.
I don't
we'll
think you're
see.
going to like it.
I'll love it. I'll love it.
You know, Cody, he loves to hunt. He's already had an opportunity at the Trophy Ranch to take a couple of wild boars and a nice ram, but this is the first time he's been out in the wild, and he really liked the camera, too. He seemed to really want my job and your job, and, well, we won't give the whole story away here. But,
Runs in the blood.
yeah, I guess, but I don't know how successful the hunt was, but he had a good time anyway. So why don't we go look at that right now?
Let's go.
Hi, I'm here hunting with my grandpa. I have my grandma's Excalibur crossbow. It's opening day for the youth hunt, and I'm hoping to get a deer or a turkey, either one. I just got our licenses this morning, and today I'm turning 10, so we had to get them today.
Perfect. Maybe we'll see something.
All right. I've been waiting really long for this hunt right here because I've always wanted to shoot a deer.
Cody checked out his shot down the narrow trail through the woods to make sure it looked good through the crossbow scope.
Hey, you know, I kind of like being the host to Great Lakes Outdoors. I think maybe I'll replace Papa and he can be the cameraman, and Grandma will make our meals. It's Saturday evening. It's the first day of the youth deer hunt. We didn't get anything this morning, but we're hoping to get one tonight, so stay with us. So as half hour of the day, we're gonna head in about 20 minutes here because it's getting dark. We didn't get anything, but we've had a couple things around us. We're gonna go out to Brown City in the morning and at our buddy Tom's because he has a couple hunting spots that he'd let us use. And hopefully we get one then. It's the second day of the youth deer hunt. We're up here in Brown City at our buddy Tom Ballard's, field way out there by the woods way out there, and then over here there's a bean field, and behind us we have a little pond. It's 8:30. This is the time they walk up down the fence line down there, and they come up here, and they eat for a little while, then they get a drink and walk up our trail, and they walk out right up in our buddy's front yard. So hopefully they pass here in a minute here.
But you know that this is Miss Kim's blind, and she's got a big 8-pointer out here, and what's she gonna do?
If I shoot that 8-point, she's gonna call me a snake. But if she calls me a snake, that's good, because that means I got an 8-point.
So you're gonna shoot her 8-point anyway?
Yeah. If it comes in.
You've been practicing with that crossbow all summer, haven't
Oh yeah, I have.
you? Doing real good.
Oh yeah. I shot 3 right in the bullseye.
At 30 yards, right?
Yeah.
So hopefully if one comes in, you'll be able to get it with the Excalibur.
Oh yeah. It's about 11 o'clock. We've been out here 4 hours. We've seen some pheasant and geese, but we haven't seen no deer. We're gonna head in here and get lunch. We'll be back out at about 3 o'clock.
Well, Cody, I don't know if Grandma really was the camp cook or not, or wants to be. I'm not sure about that.
I can definitely say I don't want to be. And when Cody finally does get successful and the camera misses it, we'll see who he wants to be the camp cook.
Yeah, okay. Well, speaking of such, let's go to Curran now, to my rifle deer hunt. Susie had some other obligations this year, so she had to stay in the backyard and hunt. So, guess what? I was the hunter, cameraman, camp cook / everything else.
Good luck on
Yeah.
the video. Good luck.
So, Cody, let's see what happens here, all right? It's opening morning of rifle season, and this doe is sniffing underneath my scent tripper into a scrape beneath. She heard or saw something, though, and hightailed it for cover. Could it be a buck? No buck, but moments later these does wandered through, but they too were on high alert. A few minutes later, this spike-horn showed up at the scrape to check it out. He appeared to like what he smelt and left looking for the does. This lone doe appeared about an hour later. However, she didn't stick around long, and that ended the day.
Day 3. It's noontime. Seen 10 does and fawns again this morning. I didn't even see my normal spike horn this morning. I don't know if the rut's quit up here or it's not begun. I'm not really sure. They're just not running around chasing does, though, like they normally are. I kind of think that I talked to my buddy Tom. They got a couple of bucks up in Vanderbilt, not that far from here, and they were chasing does just a day or two ago. So I think we're still in the rut up here. There's just the does are not ready for the bucks for sure. It seems like the does stand around. They don't seem to be scared of the bucks when that spike horn does come through here. So I don't know what's going on for sure, but we got 3 more days, and this is a spot where I've never failed. So I thought about moving, and I thought, no, I'm not going to do that, because sooner or later they're going to come through here. So I'm going to stick it out right here at the old blind where I've been successful year after year. I would like to say at this point that faithful Susie had to work this year and got 1 day off, so she didn't come up. She stayed home, saw some does, but didn't get a shot at a buck. But it's a long season. We're going to get her back up here. But I do miss her up here. I know she misses being up here, so it's the first year in 14 years she hasn't made it. So we're thinking about you, Susie, believe me.
Well, Randy, we found a good blood trail right off the bat here.
Yeah, it seemed like it's going pretty much back into the thick swamp over there, so to speak, over there. So hopefully.
Well, I heard him crash, so I don't think he went that far.
No, we're starting to pick up a little bit better blood there. Hopefully, it'll be a lot more when you get up ahead of here.
You know, this is the fourth morning. This is just a repeat of last year. You shot a really nice 8-point last night, which you shot on the third day last year.
You had to worry about getting the doe first before you did the buck there, you know, and hopefully, you know, it's turned around now, so.
You know, and I came out here this morning, it's the fourth morning, and that's where I shot mine last year, the fourth morning, and at 7:30, I'll be darned if this 6-pointer didn't walk in, and I said...
We kind of kidded about it last night.
Yeah.
What happened to be, you know, the spitting image of last year? Sure enough, that's exactly what happened.
Well, let's follow this trail. I don't think he's much farther because I heard him crash.
Yeah, and it's more thicker down here than in any other place over there, so it's good.
You got some blood there?
Yeah, there's some up here, right about a little bit on the leaf right here.
Yeah, I called Randy in because I don't have a camera lady here. And so Randy is going to run the camera when we find this deer, hopefully. He's going to become a professional, right, Randy?
Yeah, professional what? I don't know.
Well, you just keep on that blood so I can trail you for now.
And there's some right up there in that tree up over there.
Well, he must be not too much farther. That's probably what I heard, maybe. Ah, there he is.
There we go. Just
Look at the tree right beside you.
Oh, yeah.
See that?
Yep.
Yep, that's what I thought, Randy. He's a 6-pointer. Perfect shot. Look at that. Boy, oh boy. I'm surprised he went that far. Right behind the shoulder, though. Just a perfect shot. You know, it's been a tough 4 days, though. But I have to tell you something. I've got to be honest here because Sue is going to be upset. My camera lady wasn't here. She had to work. And so, good old Rob, you know, the great cameraman that Rob is, right? I will admit I'm not Sue. However, I was so excited to see something other than a spike horn this morning that when he came in, I turned the camera on and I thought I'd push the record button, but guess what? Good old Rob didn't push the record button, so sorry about that. I was so darn excited after 4 days of setting just to see this little 6-point that I just blew it. But we're gonna get our tag on him and get him out of here. It's gonna start raining and maybe snow, I don't know. I got Randy behind the camera, so Randy may become my new cameraman if this looks good. If it looks bad, don't blame me. I'll give you his address. But in the meantime, I'm tickled pink to get this little 6-point, I'll tell you that. So we're gonna get him out of here, get him dressed, and get back to camp. Thank you, Randy. I hope you did a good job. On the last morning, I managed to take a nice mature doe for the freezer as these two were passing through. Well, it's our last day, last morning, and I saw my little spike horn I see every day, nothing else, and about 11:30, these two does came in. This is one of them I've been watching all week, and we harvested it. I think it's a very nice doe. It's got to weigh close to 115, 120 pounds, older doe. We're going home tomorrow morning, so it's been a success. There's been a lot of deer up here, but not a lot of bucks killed. So we're going to get her out of here now and go back and see what Randy shot. I think Randy's going to get that buck he had again by the looks of it, Doc. You know, he's got the 8-point, so he's going to wear the horns again by the looks of it. Randy, this is our last day, day 5. Day 3, it looks as though maybe that you've won the Bucky Award again here. I'm not sure. I think you really love this thing, don't you?
Oh yeah, I wish I'd continue and go through the whole rest of my life like that.
It seems to this will be the second year in a row. It's another nice 8-point anyway.
Yeah.
Before I present the award, why don't you tell us your story?
Well, it's almost like a reenactment of last year, which you and I were talking about over there, you know. The opening day, the only thing I seen was like a 7-point, or not a 7-point, but a spike with about 7 inches, and I seen a lot of button bucks. But the third morning, I had a little bit of help. I had a couple of little button bucks kind of, you know, smelling around in the pine trees and that there, and I walked over and here was a buck scrape there with a broken branch. So I went back in the evening over, and I focused almost 80% of my time on that opening there, and I had one buck come over and I had broke on one side there, only 4 point. He stuck his head up in there and thrashed around too, and right around posted dark, probably about 5:25 or so. He come out, and I definitely rushed his shot because he got a broken back again, which is was last year. So I'm gonna do some practicing. But
You got him.
He come out of the swamp, and just like all the other ones did. So
Yep. And, you know, so once again, Alberta's got a 7 point. I shot a 6 point. So it looks like this is going to have to go back on your head. This is the Bucky Award that we started last year for the biggest. Get rid of that Great Lakes Outdoors hat.
hope you don't have no glue on this thing here, so it's not permanent there, you know.
Well, it's getting to be quite permanent.
Well,
This is year number 2, you know.
Somebody's got to be.
I like when
doing
you see
it.
those
Yeah.
eyes.
Oh,
you
okay.
know.
Tell me to duck down there.
Alberta, you actually got this with your crossbow, which is great. It's the first one you ever got, right?
First one with a crossbow.
November 10th. It was 5 days before the rifle season.
Yep.
In your normal rifle blind, right?
Right.
So what happened?
Well, he just come walking down the road.
Just
And
like,
I kept him in the scope, and I says, please stop. And there was a doe had went through ahead, and he paused. Well, that was his fatal mistake.
that was a perfect shot, wasn't it, Doc?
Yep, yep. It went right straight through the chest.
Yep, that's for sure. So your first one, you've been using that crossbow quite a while, too.
Oh, 5, 6 years.
Yeah. But now the rifle season, what's going on?
It's disgusting.
You've seen a few.
I have seen a few bucks that I could kill, but with that 3 on one side, that's a killer.
Yes, it is. It's very difficult to tell.
Yep.
Very difficult. I've had the same problem. You saw a couple 4 points that you tried to make 5 or 6 out of.
Yes, I did.
Yep. What about you, Doc? What's going on with you?
Same thing. I see a few does, not many. A couple of little spikes. And I saw one nice 4 point, but
He tried to get in the blind with you, didn't he?
Yeah, pretty close. He walked right alongside of my blind, never paid no attention to me even.
Huh.
And then he stopped and ate at some weeds I had pulled out there to kind of give me a little clearer shot through the brush.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd have been easy shot, but only 4 points.
Yep. Well, I guess the only good thing about that new rule is that next year there's going to be a lot of 7 and 8s running around here, I think, you know. Those little spikes and some of those 4s, if they grow up, are going to be better, you know.
It's hard to say, you know.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
Of course, there's a lot of hunting left.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You got 10 days. It's only the 19th. You got 11 days left. That's
Yep.
true.
And then there's muzzle loading,
That's true.
and then there's bow again.
That's true. Yeah, I'd like to come back up for muzzle loading. That was fun that year. We had a lot of fun.
Yep.
Had a lot of fun. But this is a 7 point. I don't know if we said that or not. I guess we did. So, yep.
Should have been an 8, but I'm glad it was a 7.
That's right. You only needed that 4 on one side. So now you only got to shoot that 3 on one side. Right?
Yep.
Yep.
But while I was hunting in Lapeer County in the backyard, there were some other people hunting in Lapeer County that were shooting monster bucks.
Oh, yeah. Kyle Bonner, a young man here from North Branch, took an 18 point, just a monster, during the bow season, and we did a nice interview with him, and we're going to go show you that right now. It'll be one of the biggest in the state this year, without doubt.
Let's go look.
All right. We're here with Kyle Bonner from North Branch, Michigan. And folks, the Lapeer County record for a non-typical deer goes back to 1979, when Rex Curtis Sr. shot one that scored 186.3. Today you're going to see the new Lapeer County record. I know it's only October 28th today. However, this has been officially green scored at 209.4 gross and 196 typical. It's not going to lose very much. So this record goes back 31 years. Kyle's only 21 years old. So let's go talk to him about this record book rack right now.
October 23rd, I went out one of the better spots on the property I can hunt, which is still a decent distance from where we've seen them in the summer. But this spot, I know there's a good buck in there. I know normally. It's a nice big bedding area that I got a little 1/4 acre food plot, and well, at 4:20 I heard horns clash together. Turned and looked to my left, and I immediately seen this crab claw, and I just start shaking. I knew it was him. I did not at that point. I didn't know it was him. I just knew it was a big shooter. So So we're practicing QDMA in there, and we don't shoot anything unless we're going to put it on the wall. So I was pretty excited to see him. And he was with a spike. Spike ended up going off towards the east. He ended up heading back into the thicket. And then I didn't see him 2 hours later at 6:20. He ended up popping out of the thicket, coming in, walking directly at me. At about 40 yards, he stopped. He started feeding in the food plot. And for 5 minutes, he sat there. I'm saying, don't look at them horns, don't look at them horns. I just kept thinking, you know, when he gives me a shot opportunity, pick a small spot on his body and just squeeze off the release. And he ended up, so after 5 minutes, he ended up coming in. He turned to his left, which would have been my left to right. He was walking. Went behind a pretty good-sized tree, and I thought I could draw. I went to draw, and I couldn't. He popped out, so I kind of had my arm up, thinking, you know, hopefully he don't look up and see me. But I didn't want to move at all when I could see his head. And then I heard a doe sneeze or a deer sneeze below me. And I just, with my eyes, I looked down. I could see it was a little doe fawn picking around under my stand. And when she sneezed, he whipped his head over, and he's looking directly underneath my stand, which I'm still scared because I figured he'd just look up and see me. But he ended up, after he looked at her, he looked directly away, turned his head, looked directly away, and I could, that's when I drew. And he started walking again, and I had to grunt at him to stop him. And as soon as I stopped him, I released that arrow. I wasn't sure of my shot. I knew I hit him up by the shoulder. Didn't get great penetration. I'd seen the arrow flip up in the air. It broke and flip up in the air. And he ended up, I heard him just crashing through stuff, running real hard. And I heard run, he's just running, and then dead silence. So I figured, I'm like, maybe he piled up, maybe he didn't. And it was real wet that day. It was kind of raining through the hunt. I ended up getting down, sneaking out the back, heading towards the house. Got home immediately. I wanted to tell my brother because he knew the deer we were after him and everything. But at that point, I still didn't know it was him. It was almost just still daylight when I got to the house. And I get there and I tell him, I shot a stud. At that point, I go, he's at least a 150. He's a nice buck, and he's a good deal and everything. And we ended up going an hour and a half later. About 8 o'clock, we started tracking him. Immediately got to the arrow. Seen the arrow was like broken half. So right there, I knew I went through the front shoulder, went through the one shoulder, stuck into the other, and so that's where I figured he ran. And when he ran, he snapped that arrow off, and immediately you're finding good blood. He actually went by a tree at one point, and the whole tree was kind of sprayed up the side with blood. So I knew he was going to be expired. But and as soon as we got another probably 40 yards, which is, and I took my flashlight and I looked up ahead and I could just see him. I seen his horns kind of buried down to the ground. And soon I could just see the mass, the height, and we went running up, and immediately I knew. I'm like, we started yelling, "It's him!" We were freaking out. And it was one of the biggest adrenaline rushes I probably ever had. Just thinking he was a 150 and knowing it was him. He's 200-inch deer. So
absolutely. You know, nobody's got an idea how old he is yet, but I'm looking at the rack, and I'll show you one I have downstairs. I'll bet he's 7 or 8 years old for sure. You can just tell by the way he's put together, you know, and all the odd stuff. He's an old deer.
I'd say so.
And he weighed what?
225 live weight. So we gotta go around maybe 180. I'd guess.
Every bit of that. Yep, for sure. Susie, it was a great deer season anyway. We did miss you at deer camp, and the camera missed you, and obviously I missed something with the camera as well. So
you should opt for the camp cook-op position, I think. I think that's kind of more up your alley. But it was exciting to be able to watch the footage with our family participating in the youth hunt, with Cody being there this year. It was also exciting to be able to meet a young man that arrowed such a fantastic trophy.
Oh, yeah.
And know it was here in our county.
Like 5 miles from here.
Yeah, well, that's what I was looking for in the backyard.
And the 12-pointer that was in the backyard, we got a picture of that in the mail the other day, too. It was actually a 13-point, and that was shot less than a mile from here.
Wow. Well, maybe next year. But I missed being in deer camp, too, I'll be honest. But now we've got some other things that are coming up on the calendar that we need to share with our viewers.
That's right. On February 12th at the Rooster Ranch in Ubly, Michigan, Great Lakes Outdoors is going to host their first ever European pheasant hunt.
That's right. It's going to be a day of fun with shooting with Rob and I. You're going to have breakfast. You're going to have lunch. You're going to have a walk-up. You're going to have a European. You're going to take birds home. I mean, it's just an overall fun day.
Absolutely. And you can find all of that information on the front page of our website. What else have you got?
On
February
on
19th.
February 19th for the 16th annual Fowler Center Ice Fishing Contest. We're going to be a part of that. We're going to be hosting that. Last year we had over 300 fishermen in a 2-section day. You have a morning or an afternoon session. You have a baked chicken dinner. And again, what better way to spend a cold February morning?
Yeah, we had a ball up there, and we're looking forward to that too. Again, all of that information, phone numbers, information is on the front page of our website.
That's right.
So I guess that about wraps it up for this week. So until next week, I'm Rob Trott saying, get outside.
And I'm Susie Cheryl Trott saying take care and God bless.